Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Eva, and today we are going to be talking about my picks for the Credo Friends and Family sale. I am very excited that Credo Beauty is running a 20% off sale strategically the week before the Sephora sale starts. So the Credo Beauty sale starts on the 19th of October and runs until the 23rd of October. And most importantly, there are 0 exclusions, which is amazing and great because even the Sephora sale, it does have exclusions. So what I'm going to do during this video is really go through my top recommendations, starting with skincare, working all the way back into fragrance. I will also do a few swatches, talk about my favorite shades, and provide you with some recommendations of what I think you should pick up during the sale. So if that sounds of interest to you, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and keep on watching. So I went around my makeup room and my bathroom and collected a giant bin of some of my favorite products that are available at Credo. Credo Beauty, if you are not familiar, is a clean beauty retailer. Personally, I don't subscribe to like the clean beauty theory. I mean, I use clean beauty brands and there are plenty of beauty brands that I do love that are clean, but I'm not a clean only beauty person, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and start with skincare. I don't have too many recommendations for skincare. A lot of the products I use do have chemicals in them and therefore are not clean, but there are a few of my favorite products for skincare that are clean and are at Credo. Starting with Bloomeffects. I've talked about Bloomeffects on this channel before. There are 2 products from Bloomeffects that really stand out. The first being their SPF. This is their Tulip Dew Vitamin and Mineral Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This is an empty now. This will be my 2nd or 3rd bottle of this. I really love this. I will say it is very much a serum-y texture. So if you do not like a very hydrating, like liquidy SPF, this is not for you. But if you are like me and you have dry skin, I think you will like this. Something to note about this SPF is that it is tinted and it is not a universal shade. I put some on my hand here so you can see, but it is very light. I would argue almost a little too light for me during some points of the year. So keep that in mind. I will say because it is like a thinner consistency, once you let it like sink into your skin a little bit, it's not noticeable if the color is off. But I did want to keep that in mind. If you are medium to darker skin tone, you will not want to purchase this product. But if you're a pale girly like me, I really like this and I really recommend it. Another product by Bloomeffects that I really enjoy as well is their Royal Tulip Vitamin C Facial Oil. So this is a radiance renewal treatment with 20% THD ascorbic acid. And this is a really nice hydrating vitamin C oil. It is one of the few vitamin C products that does not break me out. I have very sensitive skin, specifically when it comes to vitamin C. And for some reason, this one doesn't irritate my skin. The bottle is completely empty. I have used it up because I loved it so much. One thing I will note about this is it does say to apply a full dropper to the face and neck morning and night. If you use this in the morning, you can only use it if you're not planning on doing your makeup for at least like an hour later because it is very oily and it takes a long time to absorb into your skin. So because of that, I only use it at night and I use it as the very last step in my skincare routine. Another skincare slash makeup product I wanted to touch on is the Tower 28 Daily Rescue Facial Spray. So this is the SOS spray from Tower 28. I really love this. Again, super sensitive skin. I cannot use any facial sprays that have fragrance and preferably none that have alcohol, and this one does not have either. It's very hydrating, very refreshing. I like to keep one like, you know, on my desk to spray my face throughout the day. It's also great if you're traveling and you don't want to like have to carry a toner with you. You can bring this spray and use it to touch up throughout the day and also as your toner. That is it for skincare. Now let's get into makeup, starting with complexion. There is one product that I want to talk about, but I cannot for the life of me find it. My like makeup table desk here is just horrendous and I have to clean it this weekend. So I can't find what I'm looking for, but I am going to insert the photo on the screen and then pull up the description here so I can talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so the product that I cannot find right now is the Westman Atelier Liquid Super Loaded Drops. So these are almost like a thicker highlighter serum that you apply as your first step as a primer before applying makeup. It kind of reminds me, not necessarily in formula, but in terms of purpose of the product, it reminds me of the Fenty Beauty Easy Droplet. So these are just like drop highlighters that you apply all over the face, or you can apply just on the height of your cheekbones. I really love the Westman Atelier ones. It also has like skincare ingredients in it. Does not break out my skin. You get a really beautiful glow. And Westman Atelier is just one of those luxury price point brands that is so fun to be able to pick up during a sale because you get that 20% off. Next, let's move into like foundations and tinted complexion products. The first is one that I am wearing today. I applied it over 13 hours ago and it still looks really, really good. And it is the Rituel de Fille 3-drop Weightless Serum Foundation. So I really like Rituel de Fille. I feel like not a lot of people necessarily know about the brand, but I have been using the brand for years. But this is a newer product from them, and it is a Ceramide foundation. I don't want to like apply it right now because I don't want to waste it, but it has a little dropper on the back, and you just drop it out. You know what? Whatever. I'll do it for science. And it is a liquidy tinted face serum, and I think it provides a really nice amount of coverage. Of course, you're still going to need to use a concealer if you have any trouble spots and for under your eyes, but overall this is a great amount of coverage. I don't feel like I need much more than this, especially on days when I'm working from home, but even going out, I think my complexion looks really healthy and really nice. For me, this is just like the right amount of coverage for every day. It's just a very easy, comfortable foundation, and it truly does feel weightless. Like I don't feel like I have anything on my face whatsoever. It feels like I'm just wearing skincare. And for reference, I am the shade 110. Two more foundations for you. This one is one I've definitely spoken about before and I absolutely love it. This is a product that I will always repurchase, and it is the Tower 28 Sunnydays SPF 30. This product is amazing. Not only do I love the applicator, I love how precise you can be with the application, but the formula is just beautiful. It's super comfortable. It has a lot of coverage, like especially for it being a tinted sunscreen. For me, I feel like this is more of a foundation than a sunscreen. I am shade 110 Larchmont, and this shade matches really well for me. This is a product that I also love to travel with because I just feel like it's so reliable. Sometimes when I travel, my skin does get really crappy from like the airplane, different water, etc. And this is just such a reliable product because it is pretty full coverage in my opinion. It's comfortable. It wears well in different environments, and I just can't say enough good things about this. The next product is another Westman Atelier product, and this is the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick. So this is their foundation stick. It is a great foundation stick for dry skin. I always had a FOMO when people were using the Hourglass stick foundation and some of the other stick foundations because they were just way too drying for my already dry skin, but the Westman Atelier one wears beautifully, does not emphasize dry patches. It's very comfortable. It's just a great stick foundation. As far as shades go, I actually have 2 shades because I'm kind of in between shades. So when I first purchased this, and this also lasts forever. When I first purchased this, I purchased Atelier 1, which I purchased in the summer when I was much tanner. And I have since purchased Atelier 0.5, which is closer to my winter skin tone. This is another one that is great for travel because the application is so easy. You can just dot it on when you're on the go. You can do touch-ups on the go, etc. I lied. There is another complexion product that I've been meaning to talk about on this channel for so long, and that is the Mob Beauty Cream Foundation. Mob Beauty is one of my favorite brands, so I'm going to be talking about them a lot in this video. The concept of Mob Beauty is really cool. Everything is modular. So when you purchase the products, you can either purchase them with like a little container, or you can purchase an empty palette and add them in. So here I have 2 different shades of the cream foundation, and then I have 2 highlighters down here. But the cream foundation is amazing. I haven't actually dipped into these yet because they have a great program on their site where for, I think it's like $1, you can order a bunch of shades and test them out. So I was using all the testers and recently just ran out. So I will actually like dip into the product soon. But this foundation is so easy to apply. It's great to just take a buffer brush, pat it in, swirl it all around. It gives you really nice coverage, great for dry skin, and I highly recommend checking it out, especially during the sale. Let's get into eye products. I have a few different eyeshadows I want to talk about. The first being the Rituel de Fille eye suits. Now, these have since been like reconfigured packaging wise. I have the older version where the top is pretty small and kind of hard to get your finger or brush in. They've since widened the top of them and made them more of like the paint pot size, which thank God. But these are really, really beautiful cream to powder metallic eyeshadows. I'm going to swatch one right here. So this is the shade Incantation. This is a beautiful shade if you have blue eyes. It is a kind of like rusty red brown. And something I really like about this formula is it's very blendable. I just did that one like dot and you can see just how far the pigment is spreading. So a little bit goes a long way. And then they're also very, very easy to blend out in the crease. They are very expensive. They retail for $39. So if there ever is a time to try them, it would be during a sale. I have a few different shades, but I would say my favorite that I have is the shade Incantation, which is that pretty like rusty, bronzy, kind of like reddish brown that I just swatched for you. It is also on my eyes, but I do have another eyeshadow on top of it that kind of just diffused it and brought the color down. Let's talk about Mob Beauty again. So Mob Beauty has a really beautiful powder eyeshadow formula that is so soft, so blendable. The metallics are just crazy. I only have one of the powder shadows. I have the shade M43, and this is just the most beautiful. I mean, look at that. It is the most beautiful inner corner highlight. It is so, so soft. Let me also swatch it. Whew. Like the reflect in that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Another eyeshadow formula from Mob Beauty that I absolutely love are their cream clay eyeshadows. So these are cream eyeshadows that you can put into the palette, or you can purchase like an individual container for it. And these are so pigmented. So this is the shade M104. Ooh, so pigmented. I really love these. I will say they don't crease on me, but I don't have oily eyelids. So if you have oily eyelids, I don't know how they'll wear on you, but as someone with like normal eyelids, these wear beautifully on me. And that was one swipe, and I'm just like blending out the pigment. As you can tell from all the Mob Beauty products, they are packed with pigment. They do a really, really good job of building formulas that are blendable, but just have a crazy amount of pigment. While we're on the topic of eyes, I do want to talk about a mascara that, while we're on the topic of eyes, I do want to talk about a mascara that you are probably all sick and tired of hearing about, but it's worth the hype. It is the Tower 28 Makewaves mascara. They did just announce they're launching a brown shade, which I'm very excited about. This is just the easiest mascara ever. I am wearing it today. I'll apply a little more on camera. Something that is so great about this mascara is it is a drier formula, which means you don't have to be super precise or careful when you're applying the mascara. If you're like me and you're doing like 25 things at once when you're doing your makeup, you're like, you know, watching a podcast, doing this, doing that, and you're applying your mascara and you're not careful and the mascara is really wet, you're gonna get it, you know, on your brow bone, on your eyelid, etc. This one, you don't get that. I also have heard from people who have super, super sensitive eyes that this mascara is one of the only ones that does not irritate their eyes. I don't have sensitive eyes, but I did want to mention that. So this is one it's worth the hype, and I'd recommend picking it up. It's only, I want to say maybe like $20 normally, so 20% off, it'll be around 16 bucks, which nowadays is around the price of a lot of drugstore mascaras. Let's talk bronzers and contours. So the first one I'm going to talk about is another Mob Beauty product, and this is the Mob Beauty Cream Bronzer. I have the shade M80. I did swatch it on my finger here. It is such a perfect, like, neutral tone bronzer that works really well for my skin tone. I'm very picky about bronzers. Some of them can make me look like an Oompa Loompa so easily, or just look like really weird and like muddy on me. But this shade is beautiful, and it's just a great cream bronzer formula. A contour that I absolutely love is the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick. I am the shade Biscuit, and it is such a perfect tone. It has that nice gray undertone, works really well for my fair skin. Something about Westman Atelier I did not mention earlier is, like, yes, you're paying like luxe prices, but the packaging also matches the price point. The components are all pretty weighty. They have a magnetic clasp at the top. They have really pretty metal detailing, and the formulas are amazing. So if you're in the market for a contour, this one is just one of my favorite contours. Let's get into blushes. This is by far the largest category because blush is my favorite makeup category. I'm going to try to go through this pretty quickly so we're not here all day, but let's start off with an obvious one. An obvious one is the RMS Redimension blush. This is the shade Crystal Slipper. I'm going to link a video. I have a video where I swatched every shade. They have since come out with a new shade, by the way, that I ordered to review. And this formula is so beautiful, so flattering. It's glowy without emphasizing textures. It's great for any age. And yeah, the formula is absolutely beautiful. I will also mention I do have a code with RMS Beauty. If you decide you are not going to participate in the Credo Beauty sale, my code is Dear Eva Hansen 20, and I will also leave it down below. But yeah, my favorite shade, like overall, I would say is probably Crystal Slipper, which is a really beautiful pinky brown shade. Another blush formula that I love and that you probably have all heard a ton about is the Tower 28 Beachplease blushes. Not only is the packaging adorable for these, but the formula is really comfortable. They have several shades now, super easy to just tap on with your fingers. You can also wear it on your lips as well. And yeah, it's a very flexible, easy, cute, quality product. Let's talk Westman Atelier blushes. I also love the Westman Atelier blush formula. They come in just, again, that beautiful component. This is the shade Mimi. This is, oh, they are so, so pigmented. This is such a pretty, like, tawny pink. I would say that's like the perfect description of it, is a tawny pink. The formula is absolutely beautiful. They have a ton of different shades now. There's really something for everyone. I'm also going to swatch the shade Petal here. And these are not as dewy as the Tower 28 blushes. The Tower 28 ones are very dewy. These, even though they're cream, I would say they dry down, not like matte, but they don't stay like super glue. They don't stay super like dewy on the cheek. So if you do not like the look of a dewy cheek, but you still want a cream blush, I think you'll like these. Another blush formula that I really love is from Rituel de Fille, and this is their Inner Glow Cream Pigment. And these are cream blushes. This is just like a random shade I had that I wanted to pull that I do really like called Lovesick. And these are extremely, extremely pigmented. The shade is like the perfect fall winter shade. I'm gonna swatch it here. And similar to the Westman Atelier cream blushes, they're not like a super dewy blush. They're not going to leave your skin very dewy. So if you are not someone who likes a dewy cheek but still wants a cream product, this is another option for you. And they're very, very blendable, and these last forever because they're so freaking pigmented, as you can tell. You just need one swipe and then you can easily blend that out on the cheek. Another blush I want to talk about, which is like one of my favorite blush discoveries of the year. It is from the brand Iris and Romeo, and it is their Ceramide Multi Balm. And the shade I love is the shade Warm Flush. Don't let the color in the pot scare you. I'm actually going to apply more on my cheek here. And this has like ceramides in it. It does have skincare ingredients, but I mean, more importantly, this shade is just absolutely beautiful. Let me blend this out. I'm going in just with my BK Beauty brush. And this is such a beautiful natural flush. I find like reddish blushes can kind of look scary on me. I can look a little bit like a clown, but because this one also has those brown tones in it, it really works for me. I know I didn't do a great blend job, but we're moving quickly. So this formula I really, really love. And then this particular shade though, like Warm Flush, I would say if you get like anything from my recommendations here, okay, if you get, that's tough. You know what? I'm going to say this is in like my top 3 of items I'm recommending because this shade is just so unique and the product is so great, and you probably don't have it because this brand is not super well known. So this one in Warm Flush, absolutely love. We are nearing the end. Let's talk about lips. So for lips, I love the Tower 28 multi liner. So these can be used as an eyeliner or on the lips. I will say when I have used this as an eyeliner, it didn't last super long. So I would say if you're buying it only because you want a multi-use product, I would skip it. But as a lip liner, these are absolutely beautiful. I think they have 3 shades. I have all 3, but the one I use most is the shade Work of Art, which is just this like perfect nude shade that is a very flattering shade on anyone. Like if I, as someone as pale as me, can pull off this nude shade, you know it's universal because as pale people, we look like zombies. For certain nude lip products, but this one, it's great and it's super creamy, super easy to apply. You can also apply it all over the lips without your lips drying out. I find that some lip liners on me, when I apply them all over the lips, it's game over. I look like the Crypt Keeper. But this one, the formula is creamy enough that you can wear it all over as a lipstick if you wanted to. The last product I'm going to talk about are the RMS Serum Stain Lipsticks. I might be butchering the name. I did a whole video swatching all of them. I will insert that up here. But this is the newest release from RMS Beauty. These are lipsticks that turn into a really beautiful stain that lasts for around like, I wouldn't say like it was like 6 hours. I detail it more in the video. a bunch of really pretty shades. Honestly, shades for anyone and everyone. They're very, very pigmented, and they're great if you want a product that's going to last for a while without feeling dry on the lips. They're still comfortable even when they turn into that stain. Next, I want to talk about a fragrance. So there is a fragrance brand that is newer to Credo Beauty called Our Side. And when I was in a Credo Beauty store in New York a few months ago, I smelled some of these perfumes and I was blown away by how unique they smelled. Then the brand actually reached out to me on Instagram asking if they could send me this little sample kit. There are 3 scents from Our Side. There's Moon Dust, Nostalgia, and Dusk. I am pretty bad at describing fragrances, so I would recommend clicking on my link below to read the description for each one, but I think these are so beautiful. My favorite is probably Nostalgia. I put it on earlier and I've been like sniffing my wrist all day because it smells so good, but all 3 of these smell really, really amazing. I also really like the bottle. It's very cool looking. So I'm tempted to pick up one of their like mini bottles during the sale because it is very pricey perfume brand. So if you can get it 20% off, now is the time. As far as what I'm going to pick up during the sale, if I do pick up anything, again, I mentioned I might pick up one of the minis of an Our Side fragrance. I also am really interested in the new Rituel de Fille like lip cream or lip oils. I don't remember the exact name. I'll insert the photo here and have it linked down below, but those sound really, really nice. And as you can tell from this video, I really like Rituel de Fille. And then I'm tempted to pick up another eye suit in like the bigger pot form, but a different shade. I would love to know what your recommendations are. If you have any recommendations for products that are sold at Credo Beauty, definitely leave them down below. And if I forgot anything, I'll also leave it down below where I list everything else. And if you are going to shop the sale, I would appreciate if you consider shopping my links. It does really help out my tiny channel. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate you tuning in. I will be back with a Sephora guide video next week and then a couple other item reviews for products that are on their way in the mail. Thanks, and I will catch you in the next video.